Seashore Animals by Colin Harris. Seashore Animals. Contents. Introduction, page 2. The common limpet, page 4. The common starfish, page 10. The common blenny, page 16. The shore crab, page 22. Things to do, page 28. Index, page 29. Introduction. These are some of the things you can see along the seashore. Sometimes you can collect animal shells and see bits of fishing nets. Sometimes you can pick up fossils. You can look for rock pools when the sea is out, but do not let the sea come in and trap you. Stay very still and animals hidden under the plants and rocks will come out. This book will tell you more about some of the animals you will see. The common limpet. Limpets live on rocks. A full-grown limpet is about this big. A common limpet. The shell of the limpet looks like a hat. When the sea is out, the limpet sticks to the rock. It is very difficult to pull off. The animal under the shell looks like this, looking under a limpet shell. When the sea comes in, the limpet creeps across the rocks looking for food. It eats the little green plants which grow there. The limpet has hundreds of teeth, which grow in a long orange strip in its mouth. The limpet has hundreds of teeth. This strip rubs on the rock so that the teeth can scratch off the plants. They are so good at scratching that they sometimes scratch the rock. Every time the sea goes out, the limpet creeps back to its spot on the rock. It comes back to this spot so often that its shell can rub a ring in the rock. Limpet ring on a rock. Limpets lay eggs in winter. The eggs drift off in the sea. The egg hatches into a larva. At first, the larva is too little to see, but under a lens it looks like this. A limpet larva. The larva grows as it drifts in the sea. Many of them do not live to grow into adults. Sea animals eat millions of them, but some of them do get back to the shore. They stick to a rock and grow into adults. Limpets stick to the rocks, but if an animal creeps up on them and grabs them fast, they sometimes come off. Not many animals can do this, but rats can. They come down to the shore to eat limpets at night, and in the daytime this bird eats limpets. This bird eats limpets. It pushes its bill under the shells and pulls the limpets off the rock. If a limpet is not eaten, it can live for 4 or 5 years, and some limpets live for up to 17 years. The common starfish. Starfish in rock pools are about this big. The common starfish. Some starfish grow 10 times as big as this one, but they stay on the seabed. You will not see them in rock pools. If you lay a starfish on its back, it looks like this, looking under a starfish. Mini legs. The mini legs seen under a lens. Can you see all the mini legs? The starfish creeps along on these. If you pick up a living starfish, you will see these legs twisting and bending. Starfish eat shellfish. They like mussels best of all. Mussels live in mussel beds. A mussel bed. The mussel shell has 2 parts. The starfish grips the mussel with its 5 long legs. Then the hundreds of mini legs stick to the 2 shells. Now the starfish pulls. The starfish grips the mussel and pulls. A starfish eating a mussel. In time, the shell splits, and the starfish eat the soft body of the shellfish. Lots of starfish have missing legs. They come off when the sea crashes down on the rocks where the starfish live. But if a starfish does have a missing leg, it can grow a fresh one. And just one leg plus a bit of the body can grow back into a starfish like this, a starfish growing 4 more legs. Starfish like this are called comets. In summer, the female starfish lays more than 1,000,000 eggs, which drift in the sea. At first, the starfish egg hatches into a larva, which is too little to see. The larva seen under a lens. At the end of about 12 weeks, the baby starfish is ready to live in the rock pool. The common blenny. An adult blenny is about this big. Tail, fin, notch, head, eye, nostril, lips, gill, fin. A common blenny. You can tell that this fish is a blenny because it has a notch on its long top fin. The blenny is difficult to see because the blotches on its body blend in with the rocks and plants in the pool. This blenny is difficult to see, and it often backs into cracks with just its head sticking out. The blenny has very slippery skin, so it is difficult to catch. It has lots of little teeth and it will nip you if it can. The blenny has some very odd habits. Not many fish can live on the land, but the blenny creeps out of its pool and rests on the rocks. The blenny has odd eyes too. One eye can look up and one eye can look down. So the blenny can see everything that is happening. A blenny resting on a rock. When the sea comes in, the blenny goes hunting. These are some of the things it eats. The blenny eats these animals. As the sea goes out, the blenny swims back to its rock pool to rest. The female blenny lays her eggs in summer. At this time, the body of the male goes black. Can you see one part that does not go black? The female lays orange eggs in a crack or under a rock. Then she swims off and abandons them. The male stays with the eggs. The male blenny with the eggs. If he thinks an animal is going to eat his eggs, he attacks it. He stays with the eggs for about 6 weeks until they hatch out. A lot of the baby fish do not live for long because many sea animals eat them. But if a blenny does grow into an adult, it can live for more than 10 years. The shore crab. Shore crabs are about this big. Claws, antenna, bumps, eye, jagged teeth, shell, leg. A shore crab. The shore crab is sometimes called the green crab. Can you see why? The jagged teeth on the shell help you to tell that this is a shore crab. All shore crabs have 10 teeth and 3 bumps. Which of these is a shore crab's shell? 2 different crab shells. The shore crab has a flat body, which is good for creeping under rocks. It goes hunting when the sea comes in. Its claws can rip flesh and crack the shells of shellfish. To see if a crab is a male or a female, you must look under its shell. Shell, abdominal flap, a male crab, a female crab. Can you see what is different? Look at the abdominal flaps. The flap on the female is split into 5 parts, but the flap on the male has just 3 parts. The female crab lays her eggs in summer. She sticks the eggs to her body. The eggs on the female's body. The larva seen under a lens. The eggs stay there for many weeks. When an egg hatches, the larva swims off into the sea. The larva is this big. The larva now drifts in the sea for many more weeks. Now it looks like this. The larva is this big. Eye, antenna, claws, legs, abdominal flap. The larva seen under a lens. At the end of 1 year, the baby crab is this big. Crab shells do not grow. When the crab gets too big, it must shed its shell and grow a fresh one. The crab creeps into a crack or under a rock. The shell splits and the crab pulls itself out. It grows a soft shell. It drinks a lot so that its body swells up and stays like this until the shell sets. Then its body shrinks back. It now has a big shell to grow into. Many of the crab shells which you pick up on the shore are shells which crabs have shed. A shore crab has shed this shell. Things to do. Question 1. Draw 6 different shells you can pick up from the shore. Question 2. How many teeth do limpets have? Question 3. What are limpet rings? Question 4. When do limpets lay eggs? Question 5. Where do the biggest starfish live? Question 6. How do starfish creep along? Question 7. Which starfish are called comets? Question 8. How does a blenny see everything? Question 9. What color is a male blenny in summer? Question 10. How long can a blenny live? Question 11. How can you tell that a crab is a shore crab? Question 12. Why does a crab have to shed its shell? Question 13. The animals in this book lay lots of eggs. Why do you think that many of the eggs do not grow up into adults? Question 14. Which animal in this book do you like best? Why?